What I needed was not a new weapon, but a new animal.
A new animal?
Exactly so.
You found one?
Yes. Here on my island, I hunt the most dangerous game.
Most dangerous game?
Most dangerous game? What could it be?
The game I am hunting is all of you.
We are going to hunt you cricket.
What happens if I get caught?
Ooh, don't get caught. Don't get caught. Well, there he goes.
Hunt men? You raving maniac.
Well, conventional wisdom says good fleeing will always beat good chasing. But the stats say put your money on the guy with the gun.
And the hunt begins.
Indeed. This is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome to The Most Dangerous Podcast, a show about the most dangerous game and the many incarnations that it takes. I'm Travis Fishburne, and this week we are covering the 1956 Run for the Sun. A game of death, yeah. This was our question last week with the, did you hear what happened to the Morgans? And Further Report and Witness. Like what, who's ripping off what? That's true. I won't lie. This movie was not as interesting as I think some of the others and some of, I don't know, movies of a similar ilk around this time period. It's, I don't know, it's just kind of unremarkable in many ways, considering what it's about. I don't know. How did you feel about it? Oh. Yeah, I think it just becomes a chase movie. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It is that. Mm-hmm. What are you gonna do? It was the 50s. And then every, obviously fluent Spanish speaking actor, when they are saying their lines in Spanish, it sounds like the least fluent Spanish you've ever heard. And I'm like, how did they get them to like speak this way? Yeah, that makes sense. What? Yep, that's it. Mm-hmm. For sure. It. Yeah. I thought. It reminded me of Brad Pitt in Inglourious Bastards, trying to fool his way into being Italian. Arrivederci. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Um, I hate day for night. Alex, can you describe for people who may not know listening what day for night is? Yeah. So, before we move on, Alex, you mentioned night for day shoots and the experience of living or being in a house that feels like it's because of the light being pumped into it, you feel like, and then you walk out and it's like, oh, it's night. I just realized, like, I've never seen this in a movie before, but I feel like this has to be used in some kind of a vampire movie where it's like on a film set and they have to trick the vampire into thinking it's daylight out when it's actually night. Yeah, somebody take it. Yeah, I guess. It's true. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was about to say Fall Guy. Mm-hmm. Yes. Or neither of the AVPs. Oh, no. What were you going to say? I did, because this week, finally, we're back on it. We've got a contraction.
And you people, you're all astronauts on some kind of Star Trek.
Yeah. Said the line. And so, ooh boy. Well, of course I made the card for you guys and I didn't into OBS. Yeah. All right. So, but for contractions, we got Fred Steiner, who is the guy who scored this movie. He is also one of the main composers for the original series. Yeah. Alexander, here's the thing, is I went into a deep thing today on it when I'm like, wait, this guy's credited on a lot of Star Trek. And so I started looking into all of that. Alexander Courage he did the main theme. He scored both pilots that they shot, and he did a little bit after that. And then after that, he started to work on Dr. Dolittle. Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. So what Alex is not hearing right now is that Alexander Courage, he did a little bit of work in the first season, and then he had to drop out and started working on Dr. Dolittle. And the series actually was composed by, you know, 4 other guys. And Fred Steiner is another one of them. And he is actually the guy who has scored the most Star Trek for the original series, despite Alexander Courage, you know, being the most renowned one. Yeah. Yes. He got an Academy Award nomination for it. So it worked out for him. But yeah, so Fred Steiner, I got really excited because I was like, oh, is he the guy who did Amok Time, the fight between Kirk and Spock? Because things in this movie sounded like that, and he did not score that episode, but he did create the theme for the Romulans. So yep, that was the thing. It was when I thought that was him, I had the cable guy scene like all queued up. I'm like, I'm gonna play it, but here's a little bit of, you hear this Romulan theme all throughout, like the movies and all the series. Oh, Zoom. Alright. But anyway, that's the contraction. I was really excited to find that out, do a deeper dive into, you know, all the different composers who worked on the original series. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the crazy thing, like getting the budget for scoring each individual episode did not become standard practice until the 80s. And so for Star Trek, they only had the budget to score like 13 of the original 29 episodes of the first season. And so the rest of it is like editors going in and being like, we can use this and we're going to put this here and all throughout. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. Mm-hmm. I need to watch the Arnold directed Christmas in Connecticut. Yeah, it is. Let's do it. Yep. Yep, you're right, Alex. Those are the two things he did. Yeah, something along those lines. Yeah, and I think there is a little bit of a fear, at least for me. I don't want to go in on all of the primo stuff up front too early. So I'm like saving things. I'm like, I'll get to that one. hmm Yeah, Glenn Powell's about to go make one for us. I said Glenn Powell's about to go make one for us. Yeah. No. But before we wrap up this one, I did want to call out a terrible death. And that terrible death came very near the end when dude gets run over by the airplane. And it's yes, I watched that and I feel like there's some Fableman scene where there's a young Spielberg watching this movie and he sees this and he's like, bullshit, I'm gonna create a real plane propeller death scene. Yeah, the right way. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, I thought you were going to say bow and arrow is not the method you want to take when you're tending to a bladder. I mean, it'll get the job done quickly, but yeah. So, but Dustin, you have been looking at the list of potential candidates for what's coming up. That's the beauty of it. You got to have the proper context. You can't watch it and be like, I don't know what's going on. What's this? This Shrieker Island doesn't make sense if I haven't seen. Wow. Mean guns. So they aren't young, they're mean. Yeah, Ice-T needs to come back. He needs to redeem himself. We'll have him as a guest. I'll explain everything. Maybe the podcast can get sponsored by Raising Cane's Chicken because his iced tea is the official iced tea of iced tea. Mm-hmm. OG Captain America. Rennie keeps popping up. Which is ironic considering his last name. Yeah. Oh. Yep. Lambert. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I have seen clips of that. I'm like, oh, this is fun. Yeah. That's all awesome. Cool, cool. All right. Everyone find that. And Alex and Dustin. And Dustin, what what are you up to and where can people find you in the meantime? Cool. And Alex, how about you? Mhm. That would be very weird if somebody approached you in the streets and they're like, ah. Ah. Oh no. Ryan Gosling assaults Alex in the street? All right. Well, and you can find the show at Who Watches Podcast. You can find me at Travis Fishburne on all this stuff and on Letterboxd and So until next time, stay alive and survive.